So I created this video that was pretty much just going over the questions that judges might ask you during your in-person audition or your one-on-one Zoom audition. And some questions that I got from that video were, how can you prepare for offline auditions? I now know like the questions that they might ask, what are some actual tangible things that I can prepare for these auditions? And I thought it was a great idea. I wanted to go over this quite some time ago as well, but I just now got to it. So that is this video, and I was kind of inspired to make that video because I was binge watching my old audition experience video. I was basically talking about that in that previous video as well, and I was like, holy crap, I could probably make a video going over all the questions, and I guess it's now led to 2 of these videos being made. Thank you. They were an entertaining watch, maybe a little bit cringe, but it's gotten us to this point. All right, so we're gonna go over the obvious stuff first, and then maybe some things that you guys might have not known. All right, we'll see how it goes. So we're gonna first start off with the categories on what to prepare for those. Do you hear the construction as well, or am I going crazy? Anyway, the first thing is the vocal category. So let's say your strength is a vocal category and you decide to go with that. All right, so in that case, you should prepare 2 songs for vocals and 2 songs for dance. Wait, you're gonna prepare 2 songs for dance as well? Yes, for an in-person audition, you never ever know what they're gonna ask you, even for Zoom as well. So be sure to have 2 categories or 2 songs per category. And I would say just for vocal and dancing, not necessarily for rapping, because rapping isn't something that they'll ask you to do if you didn't choose it. Whereas if you go for rapping, they might ask you to sing as well. All right, so for vocals, you're gonna prepare 2 songs, the full version of it. In auditions, they typically tell you a specific time length that you should prepare the song for. So it might be in a range from 30 seconds to 1 minute and 30 seconds. However, prepare the full thing, because if they like you, they will not stop you and you might have to sing for the entire song. That is what happened to me for the FNC audition back in 2022. And that would be really embarrassing if you just stop yourself. So make sure you have the full song prepared. Obviously no instrumentals, it'll be a cappella, no microphones, no speakers, no nothing. And actually on the topic of that, make sure you're practicing without any instrumentals, and definitely not in like a very echoey room, because that is something that you do not want to get accustomed to. And then later on when you arrive at the audition and you're doing it in a room where there's no echo and no microphone and nothing like supporting your voice, you're gonna be kind of losing it, because you're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I'm used to. Whereas if you're auditioning in a non-echoey room with no background support and then you end up auditioning in a room that's very echoey, you'll get that boost of confidence. So just to mentally prepare yourself, do not be doing these things. And then also warm up before the audition. When you arrive in the audition setting, you don't really know if you're gonna get time to practice or a specific area that allows you to practice. I'm pretty sure the only time I was allowed to like practice or given space in a practice room was because I was there very early, and this was at an audition studio where they had a bunch of rooms. This was back in Korea. I want to say for, oh my gosh, what even is that company? No, oh my gosh. Also, wait, let me find these because I want to be right. So all of these auditions took place in Korea, and you know, an audition in Korea, obviously they have a lot of different audition rooms and, you know, spaces where they can offer these things. So if you're doing an audition in like not Korea, you might be not offered this opportunity. Yes, okay. So the first one was for Fantasio Entertainment, I think. Fantasio Entertainment, I remember I was placed in a room and they gave me time to prepare, and I was singing back then. So I was in like a very small practice room with a piano, and you can even see that video to visualize how that looked like for me. So warm up before the audition, that's the bottom line, because you don't know if you're going to be given time or space. Obviously you don't want to strain your voice, so I wouldn't go too hard on the warming up. Just, you know, a couple of scales, your usual routine that you follow before you practice, so that it's something that you're familiar to, and it gives you that boost of confidence before you jump straight into the thing, because you do not want a voice crack. If you're like very prone to voice crack, I want to emphasize this more. If you're prone to voice cracks, I don't know why I didn't pluralize that there, but if you're prone to that, obviously you want to be prepared for it. For the dance category, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. If you're stronger in dance, then prepare 2 songs in dance and 2 songs in vocals, okay? So it should be the full versions as well, because if they like you, they will not let you stop, not let you stop, but like they will continue and they won't stop you in the middle and be like, all right, we've had enough of that. Now for dance, it's a little bit different in the fact that you need to have songs ready for your audition. It's really awkward or like a little bit unprofessional when you show up to an audition and you're like, oh, I don't have the song on my phone, but maybe can you guys play it? It's this song. Like, don't do that, come on. It's just like not very professional, I would say. So you want to have it on your phone, ready to go. Make sure that there is no lock screen, because sometimes your phone closes up and then you have to re-enter the password. So remove that for the time being, and make sure you have the song ready either on like YouTube or Spotify, but also, you know, account for the fact that you might not have Wi-Fi, so make sure you have data or it's like screen recorded on your phone so you can access the song choice without any Wi-Fi. Something like that. What I would do is, because I have Spotify Premium, so you can like download songs, right? That's what I would do. But let's say you don't have Spotify Premium, you don't have YouTube Premium, then just screen record the song just in case. Just have backups ready as well, because you do not want to be in that sticky situation where you're on your phone and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where my song is, and then it's just awkward for all parties involved. Okay, that is pretty much it for dance. And then something similar to that is freestyling. Now freestyling is something that some companies might ask you to do. We know that SM loves doing freestyling asks. And now what kind of songs might they ask you for? This is a great question. Typically it's going to be pop songs or like really old pop songs that you may not know of. Typically it's going to be songs that you might not really be familiar with, because they do want to catch you off guard and showcase a song that you don't really know a choreography for. They aren't going to start playing like, I don't freaking know, like Fancy by Twice, where there's already a very well-known choreography involved with it. That's not what they're going to ask you. So some previous song choices that I've been asked to dance to for freestyling has been Burn, Break, Crash by Anyaza and Snake Hips. This was for the SM 2021 Zoom audition. And then Juice by Lizzo, which was also for the 2021 Zoom audition for SM, but it was like two separate occasions. I think these were like months apart. And then also I've been asked to do Unholy by Sam Smith. This was actually a little bit more on the recent side, I want to say. This was for the FNC audition a year ago in 2023 or 4. So yeah, those are the kind of songs, like pop songs without a choreography involved in it. There is a way to practice freestyling, there definitely is. They might ask you to do something similar to the dance category, like 30 seconds to 1 minute and 30 seconds. And the hardest part about freestyling is continuing. Like up until 30 seconds, I would say it's like okay. And then afterwards, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do anymore because I've used up all my good moves. So make sure you have like a backlog of good moves that you can use, and don't use that all up in the 30 seconds. I think I've made a video on freestyling before that you can check out. I highly encourage you to watch this if you have no idea how to freestyle and are completely new to it, because it can be quite helpful. All right, if you're feeling anxious and you're like, oh my gosh, I want more backup song choices, go for it. I would say 2 songs for vocals, 2 songs for dance is the bare minimum. So feel free to add more to your catalog if you want to. I'm sure you already have amazing song choices that you are familiar with and thinking of auditioning for. Alright, so now let's move on to what to bring for your K-pop auditions. So firstly is water. Somehow I forget this every single time and I'm always like dying because I'm like, holy crap, I could really use some water right now. And also hydration is even more important when you're nervous and then your throat kind of dries up. You do not want to be placed in that situation, so please stay hydrated. And then your music choices, of course, if you're doing the dance category. And then also prepare an outfit that is comfortable, you feel comfortable in it and you can move around in it, but it's also stylish and also looks somewhat prepared, like you're not showing up in your pajamas. And make sure it also looks good with your body type, because that is something that unfortunately they are evaluating you on as well. So make sure you look a little bit taller in your outfit, things like that, okay? So what not to do in your auditions is to break the rules. Now this sounds really, really obvious, but I have been to so many auditions where the candidates are like, oh wait, can I do 2 categories, when they've specifically asked for 1? Or like when parents come with them and the parents are speaking up for their child and the child's like, please stop. But the parents are like, no, they need to do 2 songs. Is that okay? Obviously the judges are going to be like, no, sorry, these are the rules. But then their parents or, you know, candidates that still argue with that, please don't do that. Also, I've seen situations where candidates will prepare like a full printout of like songs that they've made, like lyrics that they've written, but they didn't ask for that. If the judges didn't ask for it, don't show it to them. Especially at the end of the audition, I've seen people where they go up to the judge and they're like, hey, these are the lyrics that I prepared. Do not be doing that. Also, if you're doing a Zoom audition, make sure you have everything prepared in terms of a good background, your audio setup, your video setup, camera setup is all good as well. That is pretty much it and everything that you should prepare for your offline audition. Once again, if you haven't watched the video where I shared like different questions that they ask you during auditions, I think it's pretty helpful. So be sure to check those out. I think this is like good timing, especially with the Hive auditions coming up. And that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to comment down this emoji if you guys have made it till the end. Thanks, bye.